Hello everyone, February the 8th, Tuesday, here in Winnipeg. Have you ever had cold feet and cold hands in winter or even in summer? And or sometimes you just feel you don't want to eat, and or you have once in a while or consistently constipated. All these problems are probably related with our stomach and spleen. So today I want to talk about these two organs. They are working well, then we don't really have those problems or symptoms I just mentioned. But if they don't work well together or harmoniously, and we will have those problems. And plus, because of those two organs are not working well together, that will cause other organs problems too. So today, I just want to introduce a little bit knowledge based on what I know and also based on what I learned from this book called Yellow Emperor's Classic of Internal Medicine. The book has been written or been in existence for 5,000 years. Clearly, it's a medicine book inherited from generations to generations. It's a very famous and dramatic, heavy-weighted medicine book in China. A lot of people probably I'm very, very interested in traditional Chinese medicine. It's called a TCM. I'm not really interested in the medicine itself, but the medicine here, the definition is pretty broad, like massage, acupuncture, cupping, and moxibustion, and other herbs, that kind of thing. But today, I just want to talk about the relationship between spleen and stomach. How they work can impact our health. So before I do it, I just want to introduce two very, very basic concepts in TCM. One is called Qi, QI, or Western spelling is CHI, the same thing. So we call it Qi. How we understand it is a vital energy in our body. It covers everywhere in our body. The second is yin and yang, or yan. That's the harmony of opposite elements and the forces that make up existence. Whatever these two balance or unbalance will cause body problems as well. According to TCM, if we have problems in our stomach, and usually we don't just check stomach, we'll check it, but at the same time we'll also look into the spleen. So basically stomach is like our granary, and the spleen is like a transportation company. And first, when we eat the food will go into the stomach. Then the stomach will get grind the food and digest it. And then spleen will digest it again, extracting the essence, removing all the bad stuff, then transporting the nutrients from the food to our whole body. Spleen is weaker or is weakened, the symptoms will show like loss of appetite, bloating after meals, and also indigestion. Spleen has the characteristic of earth. Earth can easily absorb water. So in our body, moisture, anything entering into our body can impact or influence our spleen. Spleen will get hurt, and all these problems will arise. When the stomach and the spleen are not working properly or well together, it's not only causing the problem of sleep and appetite or mood even, but also other part of our organs. You might know a spleen is basically in charge of our qi and the blood of a person. So if the spleen cannot nourish the qi or blood well, of course it will impact our heart function. So then you will get heart problems. In reality, this could have more factors involved. In the real TCM theory, this is a very basic knowledge which everybody should be aware of. So spleen is weaker and will cause the deficiency of qi and the blood, and of course linking with the heart problems. We all know liver, spleen, and stomach are interacting each other. So when the main reason of getting fatty liver, which I have, is because the spleen and stomach they couldn't digest the food well, then leaving our liver to do more work or even harder work to dispose the garbage, then accumulating in our liver. So that's how we got the fatty liver. So the spleen and stomach can also impact our lungs. Our lungs are like prime minister and assisting the monarch of our heart. Our lungs will help our heart manage the whole body by way of using qi and the blood. So this lungs qi depends on the strength of the spleen and the stomach. Deficiency of qi are easily to get respiratory diseases. So earlier I mentioned a lot of people, especially women, even young women, having these problems of cold hands and cold feet, no matter in winter or other part of the seasons. The feet and hands are always cold. Spleen problems can cause kidney deficiency. So the kidney deficiency, the typical symptoms are the cold hands and cold feet and night sweats and also irritability. So we usually we can't really link these things, but according to TCM, these are all related. So next, you want to find out if your spleen and stomach are working well, or we call it harmoniously. This is a few ways to check it out. The first, you have to look at your skin color, okay, complexion. If it's dull and yellow, I suspect I have that problems. But since I was a girl, my skin is like this, and that's the first thing you have to check. You lost of appetite, or you feel bloating after meals, and sometimes you can have diarrhea or loose stools, like loose poo-poos. So that kind of symptoms. The second is you look at your nose, okay? You touch your nose, see if there's any small pit and surrounding area too, okay? So that's part of it. So if your nose is red, that means there is heat in your spleen and stomach, and you love to eat but always feel hungry after eating. Then you feel your mouth bitter and sticky as well. Last but not the least, constipated. Well, the reason why we have that problems just because the spleen usually because it has the function of transportation and transform the water into our viscerals. Once the spleen is weaker, so it can't transport or transform the water that we drink into our body into the fluid, like a healthy fluid in our organs. That's why you get that problems. So hopefully everybody understand that constipated problems is not just taking medicine. Other than you drink water, but you still have to strengthen your spleen to get a better poo-poo. We talk about all the problems and how we check it, then how to nourish our spleen and stomach. How can we make them work better? So here are a few things you have to be aware of. Regular meals, regular amount, and eat slowly. That's the basic. Then, of course, when you are eating, don't distract because of working, or don't gobble, or don't try to discuss or fighting during the eating. All these habits are really bad for our spleen and also for the stomach. And everybody knows, but I guess a lot of people don't follow. They just, get the food, gobble down, and done with it. That's really bad. The last but not the least, what is the best way to strengthen our spleen and the stomach? You can't imagine. Guess what? Laughing. So just be positive, face the hard life, and laughing every day. Okay, so that's all for today, and we'll talk about more in the next episode. Thank you very much for your watching.